Well, hello. So this message goes out to the boys who are sad because their daddies are gone. Daddy left. Not necessarily like left to the afterlife, but left because they didn't want you. That's my story. So I'm going to share my story of transformation and hopefully it helps you as I've grown throughout the ages. So my daddy left my life when I was at the ripe old age of 8, maybe 9. And various different elements were that my father washed his hands of me. Some people have said that I have made it difficult for my father to communicate with me. Just various different elements. My father knows I exist. I exist on the internet in various different means, on Facebook, whatnot. Various ways my father has my phone number. So he can communicate with me, but he chooses not to. And that's perfectly fine. I forgive him. And I not only just forgive him, and there's almost like in Kabbalah they say, forgive and forget. And you're like, forget? Why? And I say, blissfully, I accept. Blissfully accept. I would throw in that after you forget, you remember again, but you blissfully accept. All of a sudden it appears, and you realize you're like, thank you, that happened. So what do I say? I'm in a moment of my life where I say to my father, thank you for leaving. Really, thank you for leaving. Um, and I think in the context for him, I say, you shouldn't be afraid. You shouldn't be afraid of me. You shouldn't be afraid of judgment. You shouldn't be afraid of anything because there's so many secrets that could be revealed in a relationship with my father. So I leave that out to the internet. I leave that out to the world. So I've gone through the various different levels of anger and sadness and love, questioning and all those different levels of like, oh, you did that, and then, you did that, various different loops as I believe all people do. And ultimately, the reason why I personally find myself in affinity and in bliss that my father left is because it's broadened my connection to the light of the Creator, my true father. Now, some people may say, well, that's mental illness. Your father left, so you decided to substitute your father with the light of the Creator, and now you think you're the Messiah. I'm like, yes. One could look at it that way. But the way I choose to look at it is that I am the Messiah, and I'm here to help you. And the way I do that is because I need to build a resume. Now, some of my close friends, they're kind of like, what's it? Like, I know that you say that you're Messiah, and then stuff happens, and then they're like, I don't know, maybe he is. So I don't want to go into details about that, but I am boosting my resume so that it can levitate in Israel. Be like, hey, what up, yo? Here's the red heifer. Time to world peace. That kind of stuff. Maybe it'll happen, maybe it won't. I don't know. Dream big, you know what I mean? All the aliens will be like, finally, you guys have realized world peace. Eradicated all countries and become one world. Now you can join the Federation of Planets. We're all in alignment of peace. Maybe that'll happen. I don't know. I don't know. But honestly, so I'm in this beautiful relationship. I have this beautiful relationship with the light of the Creator that has happened, that has allowed me to go through the steps and be like, you know what? I accept the negativity that I put out. I accept in my thoughts and anger, and I accept it. And I say, I think that am I at the point where I can say, it shouldn't happen? Like, you're mad. Just don't do anything stupid. Like, send a text and be like, hey, you're with all these other women. Well, yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. That doesn't help the situation. Whether it's true or not true. Whether it's some rumor you heard from some random person in some random place and you think it's that one thing, but it's not. And you're like, maybe it isn't true, but I already said it. All that stuff. Forgive yourself for it. Forgive yourself, first and foremost. Know that you did it. Know that there was a certain element of reaching out, whether it's thoughts or whatnot, and let it go. And understand that your relationship with your father left in order so that you can have a closer relationship with the deeper universe. So you can be left alone because you are wise, you are powerful, you are strong enough to be able to do that. There's a wonderful song by Johnny Cash where like Daddy named him Sue, his son Sue, and like then he meets him and it's like oh, and they fight. And it's like why'd you name me Sue? I was like because I wanted to make you strong. So I think sometimes when we look at our difficulties, particularly when you're, being raised by a single mother and she's having to work two jobs and go to school and do all these things, and it's like, you feel like that certain level of sadness and pressure at the same time of you not having a father, and then the whole context of the relationship and everything just falls to the various different degrees on various different fronts for various different people. For some of them, it empowers them and makes them amazing human beings, and for some of them, it weakens them and makes them really not someone that can contribute to humanity. So those are based on personal choices that we make on based on the things. But every day is new, so you could always take that choice and flip it and be like, hey, you know what I mean? So, moral of the story is forgive your father. Just let it go. Whether they come back or whether they don't, just forgive them. Know that you are a gift. You are a gift from the light of the Creator. Perhaps even deepen your relationship with the light of the Creator in whatever ways that you do. Whether you're, Christian, maybe pray a little bit more. Whether you're Muslim, do certain things. Just step up your work, the Kabbalah. Step it up a little bit more and have that genuine conversation with the light of the Creator as a giving force and be like, "What's up? What do you want to give me? What do I want to? What am I supposed to give you? How are we working out?" And then you'll see as you progress that it's like an actual relationship. It's kind of like mind blowing. And there's a bigger perfected you that is aligned to that element, and then what that does is it channels proper choices. It's like the Jiminy Cricket thing. You got the good devil and the bad devil, the left side and the right side. All kind of spiritual secrets. Anywho, 7 to 7. Bye.